Have you got unsightly green spines all over your hands and face? Try Meglos, the new exfoliating cream with extract of sulfur-through aloe vera.
She's seen too much! Illa!
Two men enter, one man leaves. The third man fannies about. That's how we do Time Ram. Yes, it's Time Ram again. The Doctor Who podcast that takes a randomly selected doctor and rams him or her into a story where they've no right being, no right at all. I'm Paul Ferry, and joining me today are my regular co-hosts, Mr. Barry Williams.
Hello.
And Mr. Rupert Booth.
I'm the fannier, aren't I?
I want to be the fannier.
No, I've out-fannied you, sorry.
I'm Spartacus.
Fanny first, fanny last.
Oh, fanny off.
This isn't fanny.
So how are we all? Are we cold?
Well, I was until I started talking about fannies. I'm all kind of aerated now.
It's just been mostly raining here, mostly tipping it down. Yeah, it's been apocalyptic. Is how I would describe it.
It was raining here a couple of days ago. I think it's worked its way down to you.
Yeah,
fairly bloody rainy. And since I've been building props, kind of big props and things that usually one does outside, that became difficult. And so the fumes became difficult also.
Right, so this week we've got, we had the 13th Doctor last week with The Girl in the Fireplace, which originally we thought was going to be kind of an interesting contrast, but actually turned out to be quite dull because of the kind of formulaic nature of the modern series. There wasn't a lot to change.
Nothing changed.
Nothing really changed. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have changed much more on screen, obviously, I suppose. But there wasn't anything story-wise to talk about, was there?
No.
But this week, we've got the 13th Doctor again.
No, this week.
Oh, hello.
And this time she's in Meglos.
She is in Meglos.
Yeah.
She's indeed in Meglos.
Just the right way around for that to happen.
That instantly sounds more interesting, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Well, Meglos is a great story. I love Meglos. I'm just going to declare it's like the Web Planet to me. It's one of those love or hate stories. I bloody love Meglos.
Yeah.
I found it quite dull.
Yeah.
I struggled to get into it.
It will very easily fit into a 45-minute episode because it's, unless I'm mistaken, it's the shortest 4-parter to start with, isn't it? Because it's
I think I'm not sure if it's either got one of the shortest runs of the original series or the Mind Robber has. The Mind Robber episode 5 is like 19 minutes or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether Mind Robber or Meglos wins for actual shortest 25-minute supposed episode.
Yeah. One of them feels exceptionally short because I remembered that, and then watching it again this time, I think it's episode 2. Just seemed to zip over.
Yeah. Not
which
much
is
happens. Yeah. Particularly in episode 2, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't happen with style. It's about look. It's about a naughty cactus. That's brilliant. That's glorious. What other series does that? That's why I love Doctor Who so much. It's got a naughty cactus in it that takes over the lead character.
I want a naughty cactus t-shirt now.
Am I the only one? I know the only one who gets that. Okay, fine.
Well, I guess in the 13th Doctor era, where the entire universe can become a frog, having a naughty cactus is fine. It doesn't even stand out.
You see, I saw a friend earlier today that I haven't seen for ages, and we were talking about the Jodie Whittaker era and having a catch-up as Who fans about it. What did you think of it? And what about you? And you mentioned the frog, and I said, you know what, I'm doing Meglos tonight. It's a naughty cactus. And he went, "That's a good point. That's a good point."
Several good points.
It is, well, yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. Shall I be Meglos defender tonight then?
I think you might need to be. Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate it. I just think it's kind of.
Well, you're the Meglos agnostic.
Yeah, I think it's a story that would have looked very good in the season before in 17. In 17, it would have stood out. And it's more of a season 17 story.
Oh, totally.
But, yeah.
18 is quite a strong season, and it kind of just gets washed away, really.
So I get the opposite. To me, 11's season 18, after the Leisure High, which is very Christopher H. Bidmead, all tachyons and tech, and my God. Let's have a naughty Cactus, shall we? Taking over the lead character, who's clearly enjoying it.
I'm not that into season 18. I quite like the E-Space trilogy, but the rest of it I can take it or leave it.
I like season 18. I think,
I like the season, but I don't, as I think I've said before, I don't buy this stuff that Tom was deliberately putting in a darker performance. I think he's just pissed off.
Yeah, he was just pissed off, yeah. He's constantly
and wants to go.
Right, he had a row with Lalo in the State of Decay, and I think Meglos was the next one they made.
Was it? Right.
I think you can tell he's not really looking her in the eye. He's kind of.
They're apart.
Oh no! Their row was over by the studio sessions of State of Decay.
Oh, but I thought they didn't get on the whole season.
I don't even know that because I've read it. Because someone wrote it down. That's worse than me knowing it. Yeah. They had a big row on film, and then by the time they got into studio, by the time they were on videotape, it was lovely.
Okay.
What it was like on Meglos, I have no idea. But it's not going to be like this because Jodie Whittaker appears to be the nicest person on the planet and gets on with everyone.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
She does actually seem to be one of the nicest people on the planet, doesn't she?
She just seems
she doesn't have a husband working on the show.
True. Yet.
Go ahead. Time round.
The story opens with the Doctor and Romana in the original, and they're hovering. They're hovering in the TARDIS, in the Prion system.
It's very domestic, isn't it? It's almost sitcom-like.
Yeah, they don't get involved for quite a while. It's they're in the TARDIS fixing K9, and that's it for episode one.
It's a lot of padding. Virtually everything they do in the first episode.
I like it though. It's Tom and Lana sparkling and being great together, so I'm happy with it. There's worse padding than that.
And obviously they give us a bit of background. There's a lot of background in this story which gets exposited in like the first 5 minutes. It's very hard to follow. But there's 2 inhabited planets or ex-inhabited planets in the Prion system. There's Tigella, where the Doctor's been, where everyone lives in a city underground. Don't know why. I don't know why they live
aggressive vegetation.
Is it aggressive vegetation? Is that it?
Yeah, it's stated many times. Romana actually says it a couple of times. I think it's because of the lush, aggressive vegetation.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah. I wasn't paying that much attention.
I'm guessing that. I'll defend Meglos. I'll fill in the gaps.
Like I say, there is a lot of exposition that comes all at once. And then the other planet is Zolfathura.
It was first on in 1981, though. I mean, you've had time to assimilate.
Cannot be asked to watch this multiple times.
I'm guessing.
Fair enough.
I'm guessing Tigella and Zolfathura must be extremely close together because the Gaztak seem to travel there in their spaceship in about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
they literally take off.
They must have a faster than light drive, otherwise they can't meaningfully travel in space. And I mean, how long would it take at a faster than light drive to get from Earth to Moon or Mars? Probably about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Less than. You'd overshoot, wouldn't you? You get really confused.
Yeah.
Well, if these 2 planets are both in the Goldilocks region around their local star, they can't be that far apart. It must be fairly local.
Actually, presumably Tigella is the one in the sky that in the opening shot we see on Zolfathura.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
And I assume that's Tigella. So it's kind of Earth and Moon type thing.
Maybe a twin planet system. Could be.
Yeah.
It's never made clear, really, but
there's a lot that's never made
clear. Make it clear.
Yeah, we're making it clear now.
Okay.
Make it so.
This podcast will explain Meglos for you.
Yes.
You want
Finally.
Yeah, that really complicated and confusing story, Meglos.
About a naughty cat.
Well, there is one thing that confuses me, but we'll come to it.
Okay, but we need to change all this, obviously, because we haven't got the Dr. Romana. We've got.
Oh, where are we going to set it? We haven't decided that, have we?
Yeah,
true.
Well, we had Dan last time. Maybe we should edge into the earlier.
That's
sections.
what I was thinking, except for the fact that you're now having to replace one companion with 3.
None of
or
them
2
got a
if you
nose
count.
laser.
Yeah.
Mind you, I can't imagine
Ryan likes
Graham in the
guns.
middle of a forest in episode 3 going, "Oh, I'm knackered. I'm returning to the city." So it kind of fits, I
I
suppose.
need a cup of tea
Oh, the cup of tea.
and a chocolate biscuit.
Slimy duck. That's Graham's every other line.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're in the TARDIS with all the penises going.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I've got off it already.
They're not mending canine.
Basically, all the canine mending stuff is just going to be replaced by the 13th Doctor going, "Oh, let's go to Tigella. It's great."
They're mending Toes and Co. He's broken down. He's gone a bit wrong. He's fallen off his bike once too often. And, they have to waggle his tail.
Yeah. And Yaz is in the corner getting nothing to do.
Yeah. I call him Toes and Co. because I cannot remember the character. Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
I
love the way you two both went, Ryan, as well as
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Ryan, and so's my wife.
None of us are Ryan. Stop it. Behave. Continue.
Okay. Then we find ourselves on Planet of the Blonde Wig People.
We do.
Yes.
They really are.
What is with those wigs? They just
and they're all
they look like
styled the same way.
Annie-Lennox.
Yeah.
Is that a style, or does their hair naturally grow like? Is that why Zasta wears his hood type thing? Because he just doesn't want to be like everyone else.
Yeah.
Or is it actually meant to be a wig?
Or is it meant to be a wig? Yeah, they don't wear hats there. That's passé.
Like UFO.
Go straight to the scalp.
Yeah.
Lexa wears a hat. Lexa wears a hat because she's got her hair so long it's coming out the top.
Yeah, but Lexa's religious. All mad religious people wear massive hats. We know this.
Yes.
So we're introduced with them going, "It's gonna blow."
Yeah.
They're talking about their power source.
Surprisingly, it's not one of the wigs.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Ty Gellin wig blow.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that sound effect from those early cassettes? Ty Gellin wig blow, 3 blasts.
I think Diedrich's wig is the worst. It's dreadful, isn't it?
It was a costume designer on this. Was it?
Was it June Hudson? It was June Hudson.
It might have been
Probably
June.
June Hudson,
I was thinking it was a June Hudson. They're quite eccentric. So.
Quite operatic. Yeah, they're very.
They're not understated.
Sublime on in that way. Yeah, it's June Hudson.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That explains it all. Then.
Amazing. You can just bring it up on your screen like that nowadays without having to sift through reference tomes.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Without having to get out, the unfolding text or.
Yeah. Unfold it.
Yes.
Mind you, I suppose that would mean we'd have to be recording this podcast onto a cassette all in one room and duplicating it and sending that cassette out to people.
Yeah, we'd need sort of various dub sites of people running tapes.
Hang on, we actually did this. Why am I talking about this as being an alien concept? Bloody hell. Yeah.
We kind of did it without intending to do it, though.
That's true. That's true. It was not an organised.
We made fan videos by accident.
We did, and I'm going to say that from now on. Yeah. I was a fan doctor by mistake. I'm not from London,
We want the finest wines available to humanity. We want them here, and we want them now.
Where were we?
Meglos.
Meglos.
We've got various characters here. We've got the chief scientist who's called Diedrichs.
Mm.
He's got an assistant called Karis.
I like Karis.
You like Karis? Oh, okay.
Well, and the wig, but
I'm not sure about the wig. Yeah, I'm not sure about the wigs of any of these guys.
Not a good look.
And they got Zasta, who's in charge. He's the doctor's friend, Zasta. They knew before.
Yeah.
Or she. We don't know. I mean, Helen Mirren? Anyone?
Could be. She'd be the right age by then.
Can't see Helen in the hood. How about can we try and cast Diedrichs and Karis first?
Diedrichs and Karis, yeah.
Because they're going to be young, kind of up and coming.
Yeah, we're notoriously bad at that.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to swap them. Maybe make Diedrichs the girl and Karis the bloke. I don't know.
Doesn't make them any easier to cast.
No, not really.
Does that actually make a difference? I mean, they're both fairly nondescript.
They're very generic, aren't they?
And they both sort of stand around going, "No, science, not religion," in their different ways. Basically,
that's basically it. Yeah.
Come on, Paul, you're good at this sort of side of it.
Not young actors from the modern era. I think we've established we're terrible.
Yeah, all right, we're all bad.
Are they young? They're not even that young, really, are they? I mean, I guess.
Well, they're in their kind of late 20s, early 30s. Quite young compared to us.
Yeah.
But not.
They would be young in this, though, wouldn't they? Because it would be a kind of young people, science good, old people, reactionary religion, bad type of angle, wouldn't it? You know, it would be that subtle.
I'm absolutely bereft of casting ideas for this so far.
Well, I've got some for other characters, but
not them. Okay,
not them.
So these are played by people.
These are played by people.
Okay, good.
Anton Deck.
Anton Deck.
Anton Deck. Even Chibnall would have listened to the voices for once. Oh, Chris Timmerman, me. Good
Science man.
Right, Swinny Dirty.
Let's just carry on if we think of anybody.
Okay. Yeah, let's come back to this. These guys they're scientists, they're savants.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the argument, you've got the Deons, who are kind of religious dudes. And they're all a bit sinister, and they're led by Lexa, played in the original gloriously by Barbara herself, Jacqueline Hill.
Yeah. And this is lovely. I love this. It's, you know, how nice to have her back as not Barbara.
It's a weird decision, isn't it?
Would have perhaps been nicer to have her back as Barbara. But
these days they would have her back.
Do you think it would be the same here? Do you think they'd get an old companion actor? Well, would they get Lalla Ward?
I thought, as I was watching it, I thought we should cast it accordingly. You know, it should be an old companion. So
Lalla Ward.
It'd be Lalla Ward.
Lalla Ward.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, Lalla Ward as Lexa. Fantastic. Lalla Lexa.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys saw this. I think it was on Twitter recently after the most recent episode. Someone said, have you noticed that all four of the original cast came back? Hartnell and the Three Doctors, Jacqueline Hill and Meglos, Carol Ann Ford and the Five Doctors, and then finally William Russell.
Yeah.
So isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
I mean, took the time over it, but
he wasn't in any hurry, was he? But he
wasn't. But he was, you know, I mean, Hartnell just couldn't wait. Clearly, he was begging for it. There's no dignity.
Well, he literally couldn't wait because we'd waited any longer.
But he probably
not even made it.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So yes, that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
So we've got Lalla Ward as Lexa. I can't even get my head around that.
The costumes would be different. Well, I mean, they probably wouldn't have them in these terrible blonde wigs, would they? They'd be different. Yeah.
No, they look like perfect. I don't know what they look like. They'll probably keep the whole kind of plain, clear white thing for the savants.
Yeah,
that's quite nice. Because science is clear.
Yeah,
and religion is confusing and messy and colourful.
Yes,
or something.
So these guys have problems. They're trying to do repairs. Their power source, the dodecahedron, is not working very well.
And no one's ever slapped them around the face and head and said, guys, it's a massive shape. Are you sure you should be using a massive shape for your power?
I'm assuming that because they got a bunch of religious fanatics around this thing, that's why they haven't done basic maintenance for the last God knows how long.
They don't maintain the shape, just don't touch the shape.
Don't touch the shape.
Yeah. Leave the shape alone.
I love the way there's no kind of pseudoscience to explain what the dodecahedron is.
Or how it works or anything about it.
It's a shape. It's powerful. That's it.
In exactly the way that 60 Star Trek did.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes it's kind of, no, we don't, Spock will just go, fuck it. But you stop looking at his blue screen and go, nah, fuck if I know, mate. I don't know what it is. Beyond having to sit down, raising an eyebrow. And I quite like that because it actually makes an awful lot of sense. A lot of the time we just simply would not be able to frame how a thing might work outside of our own experience and science and understanding thereof. So I quite like that. And I get bored with explanations of things.
Yeah.
I do find it quite confusing. I've looked at my notes here and it does say Zasta and Lexa argue about some old shit.
Incisive.
That was my takeaway.
That's what the listeners come for. Well, they're arguing about the shape, aren't they? And time and so on.
Yes, in retrospect, clearly that's what they're arguing about. Yeah.
Can we have Ty turning up in our version?
Yeah, we should have. We should have some kind of monster or creature or something weird.
Hang on.
Well, there is a monster or a creature. I mean, the Doctor turns into a naughty cactus.
Yeah.
Is it not enough for you?
Not really.
I see.
It's a cactus, man. Let's go.
It's a big talking cactus.
There's lots of angry vegetation in this story, isn't there? There's no sort of angry animal.
Yeah.
Creatures.
Do you think the writers had some problem with vegetables?
The rebel plants. I mean, well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You vegetables. Right, you vegetables.
Are there people? I wonder if there are people who, there are people who are against eating meat. Are there people who are against eating vegetables and therefore eat only meat?
Yeah.
Well, they're not against eating vegetables. They're just against vegetables. They just,
they just don't like them.
Just hate
them.
them.
Have you eat them, I suppose, because then that's another vegetable dead.
Yeah.
Bloody vegetables.
Hello, fellow time travelers, and welcome to the Doctor Who Target Book Club podcast, the only podcast to discuss, in story order, all the Doctor Who novelizations. My name is Tony Whitt, and every 2 weeks or so, I'm joined by a 2 to 3 person discussion panel, including our so-called expert who's been a Who fan since 1979. That would be me. We also get the views of intermediate, casual, and novice fans who either have never seen the show or who have never read these books until these podcasts, including
Dalton Hughes
and
Alison Fitz-Seyfried.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you find good podcasts, or even ones like ours. You're listening to the Time Ram podcast. Enjoy and keep time ramming.
So they reach the conclusion that Zasta's heard from his old friend the Doctor, and will ask him/her for help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, some pirates arrive on planet Blue Screen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
With an Earthling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's quite a lengthy scene of them walking around the blue screen.
Yeah,
Well,
I like the fact that one of the gas stacks trips over when they're coming out the spaceship.
That's quite good. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know if he's just bigging his part up or whether he genuinely tripped over.
He's what up?
Bigging his part up.
Right,
Enlarging
bigging his part up. I thought he said picking his part up, and I thought he's dropped his role. How's this happened? But yeah, whenever I watch it, I'm really impressed by scene sync.
Mm.
I just love scene sync. This brilliant, very kind of BBC-ish early motion control that works. And for once, the keying doesn't look too bad.
Yeah. And you can tell the production team were as well. I mean, they do this for ages, don't they? They walk around the model and they go around different sides of it. Just
they're very proud of it.
Yeah.
I would be. It's a nice model. I can tell I'm not winning here, but I'm going to carry on regardless.
Oh, it does. It looks good.
It does. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it looks okay. They're still sort of fringing, aren't they? So it doesn't look weird.
They are fringing.
Yeah.
But hey, it moves together. That's amazing.
So yeah, these are the gas tax.
Yeah.
Led by General Grugger.
Grugger. Jimmy Nail.
Well, I had the casting ideas for Grugger and Brotadak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brotadak. His second command is called Brotadak, yes.
Yeah. For Grugger, I thought we have a sex change for Grugger and have her played by Miriam Margolyes.
Old.
How old was
able to?
How old was what's his name playing Grugger in Meglos?
Yeah,
he was probably about 45, but he was, but he's a man of that generation.
Miriam's in good health. I don't think she.
Yeah, I thought Miriam Margolyes and Jim Broadbent as Brokadak. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, he's gonna mangle. She's seen too much. Can I compromise and have Jimmy Nail as Brotadak?
I like a quote.
Exactly.
Yeah,
cool like that.
Oh,
seen too much, man.
Killer.
Crocodile shoes.
I do like all that stuff with the coat. I always have. I like
the whole story.
I
like it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of humour that got cut with this being a Christopher H. Bidmead story, but
probably
Brotadak is the kind of the comedy character, isn't he?
Was it commissioned by Douglas Adams? Was it a previous regime hangover?
I'm not sure.
It feels very 17
matter, but I don't think it was.
No, I think Christopher H. was involved throughout, but you know he's like for cutting gags.
This is the Doctor. Present life, the High Council of Time Lords. Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time.
I had a quick look on Wikipedia, and Meglos, part 4 is 90 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So less than 20 minutes. So
Well, that was cheaper to make. Probably not.
it doesn't seem like an expensive one. It seems fairly.
Actually, I was thinking it wasn't very precious in the studio because you've got no location film at all. You know, it's all got to be done in the studio.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that just thinking recently, kind of like
that scene sync will have taken ages to kind of sort out.
Oh, yeah, totally. It did. It was very difficult to make work.
We didn't mention this before, but it's not a bad looking jungle, is it?
It's not bad.
Right,
it's not Kinder terrible.
This is only a year earlier than Kinder, the story where jungle sets go to die. And
they do. They really do.
This looks half
such
decent.
a shame about Kinder. The production values really do impact on it. Such a great script. Such a great story. Loads and loads of really good actors and Matthew Waterhouse. And you know, from the jungle to the snake, it's really working against it.
Yeah.
There's a kind of jungle hierarchy, isn't there, in Doctor Who, where you've got like sort of, you know, Planet of Evil at the top and Kinder at the bottom.
I'd also put
and
the
Skaro
jungle up very high. I think that's just really in the Dead Planet. I think it's just really well realised.
Yeah.
You know, it looks great. It looks alien. It's sort of Planet of Evil 10 years earlier, really.
Yeah.
And then they never really attempt them again after Kinder, do they? They go off them.
Yeah, I think JMT took one look at that and went, right, no more fucking snakes, no more fucking jungles.
Yeah. Well, the next time you've got anything like that really is kind of... Well, actually, it's before that, isn't it? I was going to say Full Circle, where they just go on location.
They do on location,
which,
which, you know...
But that's actually before that.
So we're getting slightly ahead of ourselves. But Jodie Whittaker would probably do it on location as well, maybe with some dressing.
Yeah, it probably would.
They might not. There was that great set that they built in Spyfall in the kind of weird zone where the ghost quarks are. Remember that? And that was all in the studio.
Okay.
So
they might just go and film it in South Africa. I mean, that's the sort of thing they seem to do now.
They might just go and film it in South Africa.
And have something really enormous and expensive.
Yeah.
This is the thing that really knocks me about the new series is they spend a lot of money going to other countries and then just filming. Somebody said in some review that Planet of the Dead, they went all the way to South Africa and filmed in the equivalent of a quarry.
You go
halfway around the world and you're still filming in a bloody quarry. They do this a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the first couple of times they go to America, they just film out in the in the desert somewhere. It's only when you get to kind of the Angels Take Manhattan, that's the first time you actually get to see a place
like
in America,
like City of Death. It was kind of justified, the whole thing set in Paris.
Yeah.
But they do that a lot in the new series. Go spend a lot of money to go to another country and then just
we're doing it more now. They've got all the money.
Well,
all the money now. Yeah.
Imagine it's going to be full of American guest stars.
Yeah, we were talking about Zulfathura and the gas tax.
Yes.
Yes.
Were we talking about Brostack? Where were we? Where were we at?
Brodadak.
Have we settled on Miriam Margolyes and Jimmy Nail?
Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy Nail. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Worth the price of admission, isn't it?
Together at last.
Yeah, indeed. It's what you've been waiting for.
Miriam Margolyes slapping him about and making him do as he's told.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I've got it in mind as playing it as the Infanta from Blackadder.
Yes.
I see why you went with Jim Broadbent now. Yeah.
Exactly.
I wish to feel you'll be healed by both broad thighs or whatever it was. Totally mangled that. Sorry, I can't speak properly.
I see. Yeah, I was thinking of second series where she's Lady Whiteadder. Yes. The Wicked Child bit. Yes.
She'll find a balance between the two. It's Miriam. She's very good. I'd love to be her.
So these guys, they take their time, but they go into this base and they meet a cactus.
Yeah.
And this cactus wants the dodecahedron.
Yeah.
For reasons.
This is why it's great, you see. It's a naughty cactus wants a shape. Doctor Who.
So
we're going to have to call this the naughty cactus wants a shape now.
Well, if I've inadvertently sorted the title problem out earlier, I'm delighted.
Just makes life easier.
Children's song, the naughty cactus wants to shape. Deedly-deedly-dee, don't.
So they've got this Earthling with them. He never gets named. He's just Earthling.
But his name's clearly alphabet.
So he is
It's just
alphabet.
very
Tolkien.
Hitchhiker's
Tolkien it is.
inspired.
Yeah, definitely. So the cactus transfers itself into this guy, and it's a great shot where the cactus kind of goes and kind of melts down.
Yeah. It'll be a CG wither this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be a real big cactus this time as well.
Yeah.
Just get one of some cute gardens or something.
It would undoubtedly look better.
Yeah.
So now Meglos has got a human body.
Yeah.
And
isn't it a great makeup job?
It's great with the kind of spikes coming out his face.
I just think every time it turns up on whoever it turns up, it looks fantastic.
Well, yeah,
it must have taken ages to do.
I don't know. Yeah,
but I don't think it did. I think it's just a skin.
I think it's something that's peeled over them, isn't it? It's some kind of mask or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So once the skin's applied,
gloves on his hands. Yeah.
But yeah, very effective.
And then he turns himself into the Doctor. So now he looks like the Doctor.
And
he's going to trap the Doctor. This is the end of episode 1. He's going to trap the Doctor in a time loop or a chronic hysteresis.
I have a problem with this. It's not
You
a time loop.
No.
It's not a time loop.
No.
It seems to be a reenactment loop. Because if it was a time loop, they wouldn't know when they came out of it. And
the villains kind of just gloat, don't they? They only get a short period where they're not reenacting, and then they're back into it again. It's like, okay, hang on, they've got this bit where they can.
Yeah, they'll only be able to get out of it if they do something in that short period where they're not reenacting.
Shit time loop.
That could happen, couldn't it?
You wouldn't do that if you're doing a time loop. You wouldn't leave a bit in the middle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Kind of waiting room. That's silly, Meglos, silly cactus.
Yes.
That's why it's called a chronic hysteresis.
It's just not very good.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I wanted a brilliant hysteresis, but I couldn't afford one.
You've got a piss poor hysteresis.
It's got a chronic.
It's a bit of a chronic one, yeah. It's a dodgy hysteresis.
Pathetic hysteresis. Pathetic hysteresis.
One of us can speak tonight, hooray!
Is chronic in that sense a very sort of 80s turn of phrase that people don't use now?
I think it's chronic as in a chronic illness. It doesn't go away. It just gets worse.
Yeah.
Time, I assume. Yeah.
But in the sense we've just used it in there of being something that's bad, is that a kind of... Do you think that's a very 80s thing? Do you think that's something people don't use now?
I don't know. We'll have to ask some of our young listenership.
Yeah.
They've used the word chronic.
Chronic. Yeah.
Chronic.
It was very, very popular when I was at school. That people
Was
would say, it's chronic, that, man.
Not sure I recall the chronic. Maybe 18 months later, chronic had passed.
And like 15 miles up the road.
On the other side of the time. In the north.
Anyway, I'm sure this is terribly interesting.
It's chronic.
It's chronic.
It's chronic, man. Chronic, man.
I mean, this is the bit I would suggest that we just lose because it is just padding, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it just delays them getting into the story, basically. And we've already
You'd have it
the whole
once.
episode.
You'd have it once. You'd have them all doing the same thing once, and you know, Graham going, "Blimey, Doc," and all that sort of thing, and it would be sorted fairly swiftly.
I think if they did put it in, the loop would be smaller. You know, it's about a kind of 2 or 3 minute scene the way it is. It would be about like 30 seconds, wouldn't it? You know, then they go back.
I don't even know why they'd want to keep it because it's kind of
you wouldn't.
It just delays. You know, you've got 50
if it doesn't
minutes
work, then it's going to go anyway. Yeah, it does just kind of show Meglos to be not very good. Stick with your shape obsession.
Meglos is not terribly clever, apart with shapes.
So she just gets a message from Zasta going, "Come to our planet. There's a disaster. Signed, Zasta." I don't know what that voice was.
It should go into Zasta's voice, apparently. It's a clue as to who's playing
Zasta's voice. That's how Zasta talks.
There's somebody
no,
who
it's
talks
Lala,
like
isn't
that.
That's Lala's voice then.
No, that's she's Lexa.
Zasta's
she's Lexa, so she is.
Who's playing Zasta? Do we know?
We haven't got Zasta.
We
failed on Zasta and Karis and Diedrichs.
I mean, none of them are terribly interesting, but yeah, we probably should try and
That's the problem. No, you know, they don't leap out as characters, so it doesn't leap to suggest actors.
Disaster would be some character actor, wouldn't it?
Yeah, somebody elderly. I mean, he's supposed to have been there like 50 years earlier when the Doctor last came.
Yeah.
God.
Patrick
Never
Stewart.
failed at actors like this before.
Yeah.
This is worrying.
Yeah. William Russell.
William Russell. Let's just go with that. William Russell and Lyle Ward. Because it's the Chibnall era, and who the fuck knows?
You're just ignoring my Patrick Stewart. Okay. Fine.
Oh, I didn't hear your Patrick Stewart.
They'd never get Patrick Stewart. They'd never be able to afford him.
No,
that's true. Yeah.
They could afford William Russell.
Yes.
Just. So we get some scenes on Tigella. There's been some kind of disaster in the past because Karis gets up to the surface and goes, "Oh, it's fine. We could live here if we wanted to."
Mm-hmm.
So it's clearly something's happened that never gets explained.
And why has no one ever done that before? Why has no one ever just got, should we have a look out the doors?
Yeah.
No.
You know what?
Oh, the lush, aggressive vegetation.
There's lots of stuff they talk about. They say they would need at least 18 months to prepare to live on the surface. I tell you that's going to end badly.
Yeah.
So
we've got a lot of boxes to fill. Maybe there's a lot of stuff to shift. You know?
Maybe that's what it is. They can't get the.
Well, maybe they're just really slow about it. Maybe they're just really, really painstaking. Put things in the box one at a time. Yeah.
Or they're just procrastinating, going, "Oh well, it'll take a long time to go and live on the surface."
I just go on the internet instead. I'm just going to go and look at Facebook.
Yeah. What's new on Amazon?
Thai book or whatever it's called. You know.
Yeah.
Thai book.
So I should probably mention that the gas techs have just flown to Tigella.
Yeah.
So they turn up on the surface.
In about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just over there. You can see it. You can see it from Solstice.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that in the original they don't cut away. That's what makes it look like the journey only takes 3 minutes. They kind of take off and then they're landing, and there's not another scene in the middle.
Yeah.
I think it's not unreasonable. Like I say, faster than light drives.
Yeah.
So Meglos marches into the city, and he's going to help them with their power. And they think he's the Doctor, but Lexa insists that he swears allegiance to Tai, which he's not terribly happy about.
What's changing here? I seem to think we're encountering the same thing again here as last week. We're not changing much for the Jodie Whittaker era.
The main difference is I feel like this is like 10 minutes in, and we're like maybe 5-10 minutes in at most.
Yeah, and there's more companions that we haven't done yet.
Yeah, they literally haven't turned up yet. There's kind of,
Oh yeah, they're still trapped in the not chronic hysteresis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is it believable that they would recognize this Doctor as being the Doctor that was there before? Because her time period is kind of, it's all there on the screen. There's not really any gaps in it. Like in the Tom Baker era, you could believe there was bits, between companions where he went off and did other things, but she's all there,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think that the sleep chambers in the TARDIS are also stasis chambers, and sometimes of an evening, the Doctor goes, "Fuck me, I'm sick of them," and just puts them in stasis for a couple of months, goes off and has adventures, and then just reactivates. Hello, you sleep well, jolly good.
Like most of this story, it's something that's never discussed or referenced. So that's probably fairly going to be the same.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Finish are going to hate the 13th Doctor because she hasn't got any Big Finish gaps, has she? She hasn't got any
They'll find some
gaps for them to put thousands of box sets in.
There'll be a scene where Graham went out to get his coat on, and they'll like, we'll fit of another 10 stories.
Yeah. The flux happened. The flux fucked time up.
Yeah.
Tectayun.
Yeah.
There's an answer. Tectayun.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
It comes in 5 minutes later. Did I miss much? No.
Yeah.
Blimey, Doc.
So Meglos goes in, swears his oath, and then goes into the dodecahedron, and then the Targaryen's got no power.
Yeah.
I mean, this could all be quite fun for Jodie, as it was for Tom, presumably. Except that the difference between Jodie's Doctor and the Meglos version would, I think, be greater, because Tom is generally quite imperious and strides around like a place.
She'd be doing something different, wouldn't it? Yeah, she wouldn't be going to Mark's walk. She'd be kind of
doesn't act like that.
Yeah, she'd be walking upright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know she's Meglos.
So this, this could be quite fun.
Just had some chiropractic, and now, she can.
Nah, it's not chiropractic. It's acupuncture. Because little needles stuck all over you.
Okay.
Ah, you see,
I
I'm actually
see.
clever.
Oh, okay. You do a little gag. Oh, good.
Yeah. They mock me, dear listener. They won't let me out of here. But one day, they'll say too much.
Oh, please be quiet.
So we should probably mention the Doctor.
I just did. So I said Jodie would be different.
In terms of plot.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Doctor arrives on Together at this point. That's what I'm thinking. We're not that far in.
Yeah.
I mean, the original version, we're good 40 minutes in, but
yeah.
This is where we encounter the non-friendly vegetation.
Yes.
Which is impressive.
Who doesn't love a bell plant?
Yes.
I remember the bell plants were in the season survey in Doctor Who Weekly, wasn't it? Still that year.
They won the survey.
Is this one of the best monsters? No,
it's
fucking isn't. We've got the Master in it for a start.
Aggressive
bell plants.
I thought you were saying they won. I thought, bell plants come out on top.
No, they didn't. No.
Okay.
No. They, I think they are slightly better realised than the Famasi.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I love the way that Romana gets attacked by one of those, and then she snips her way out of it with this very large and unwieldy tool that she seems to be carrying specifically for the purpose of if she gets attacked by a plant.
Yeah.
But she then leaves behind and doesn't have the rest of the story.
I think she actually stuck it in her pocket when she was repairing K9 with it.
Oh, right.
But what's set up? But it's still a bit of a unwieldy plot contrivance.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a bit. It would help if it was like a kind of small thing, but it's this whacking great thing that she's got.
Yeah, kind of kludgy whatnot. Yeah. There's a story about this when Mike Kelt, who was the effects designer who built the bell plants, was rehearsing. It was just made of foam, and he was sort of thudding it onto her head, and she got a bit arsey and went, "Do you mind? This flower's more delicate than that one." And I thought that was quite a nice turn of phrase. And she can yet say that because she's playing Nexa.
Yeah, she's in this. Brilliant. She'll be so pleased.
Yeah, because this matters to her, this sort of thing. Clearly.
I'm sure she's an avid listener.
Absolutely. Oh, I meant Doctor Who.
Fine. Well, yeah, good point. Yeah, so this is where they split up, isn't it? Because the K9 and Romana go off one way, and the Doctor kind of goes in the city. Maybe the Doctor could take Yaz with her. And they go in the city. While Graham and Ryan
just go off
and
do something.
Funny about,
have an argument about which one's the granddad. I don't know.
They'll do that. They'll do that, and they'll get menaced by bell plants.
Yeah. They'll have a heart to heart and get left behind.
Bleeding plant.
Yeah, they'll have a heart to heart under the plant.
The plant.
Mercifully, they get interrupted by the plant. Yeah.
Does Ryan at this point reveal that he has a nose laser?
You can only hope.
I knew, indeed. Give him some interest, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's a great scene, isn't it? Where K9's batteries run down. It's like, return. Yeah. And then the pirates go,
like, mate, if your batteries are running down, don't bother to say it out loud to anyone because that'll take a bit of power. Just put it into your treads.
That's right. He's got enough power to go back to the city. Clearly, he's can't be that.
His voice must take an awful lot of power.
Yeah.
That wee tinny voice. What was it? 40th century stuff? Who knows? Maybe voices are at a premium by then.
At least in this story, at least they kind of set it up that he might run out of power by saying earlier on, his power will only last 2 hours or something, which is more than happens in any other story.
Yeah,
he runs out of power.
Yeah.
He's kind of, J&T doesn't want K9 here, isn't it? It's kind of...
Really doesn't want K9. I mean, it's so obvious from word go. 5 seconds into Leisure High. Brilliant. How do you mean to go on, J&T?
We're getting to the end of episode 2, where Romana gets caught by the pirates, the gas tax, who say,
"It's time for your line."
She has seen too much to kill her.
And then the next episode, I must have blinked because they decide not to kill her. Why don't they kill her?
No idea.
Right.
No idea. I have no idea because Dickie turned up at the beginning of episode 3 and I haven't seen the rest today.
Because, she's seen too much. So,
She has.
I love the fact that, we were saying about that line, how Frederick Treves, whose name always makes me laugh because...
you just go with the Elephant Man, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually in the Elephant Man as well. And he's called Frederick Treves.
Yes, he is, yeah.
But yeah, he says that line that way, but in the rest of the story, he's kind of just this kind of bubbling boob, isn't he? And yet he suddenly becomes really aggressive in that one scene.
It's just incomprehensible. Or the reason that line gets me, or that the saying of that line, it's because I can't remember what I thought of it in 1981, but when I got my inevitable pirated VHS of Meglos sometime in the late 80s, early 90s, I actually thought that she's seen and Chumash were the two gas tags. She's seen Chumash, killer. I could not make it into English. It was only later about, she's seen too much. Oh my God. Because it's just so big.
Yeah, and then the next episode, instead of killing her, they let her lead them on a sort of wild goose chase through the jungle, which goes on for ages. Until she eventually eludes them.
And she's bullshitting about kind of anti-clockwise rotation or something, isn't she?
Anti-clockwise rotation. Yeah,
I remember that bit.
Yeah, they're really very stupid.
Yeah.
So, padding.
Massive padding. So we can just lose this then.
We can lose that probably. Yeah.
So is the reason that they don't kill, who is it? Graham and Ryan?
Graham and Ryan.
Yeah.
Is presumably they say, all right, Cock, we can take you to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Like cowardly turncoats.
Yeah. Well, they got a gun to the head. They can,
Yeah.
All right. Don't kill the boy. I'll take you, mate.
Excellent. No, that's really good. So that's Miriam Margolyes and Jimmy Nail.
Nail.
doing the threatening of Ryan and Graham here. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
She sparkles. Especially if she's acting like the Infanta. Fly me over, love.
What, mate?
No, we should kill them, man.
We've seen how much.
What this?
Okay, so meanwhile, back in the city.
They could kill nothing of it.
Sorry, what?
No, I was going to be really mean to say, well, they could kill Ryan, and then he's not our problem for any other episode of Time Round.
Oh, poor Ryan.
If we set this instead of the Ghost Monument,
it's not our fault that Ryan bought Tozen's board. I was thinking Ghost Monument around there somewhere. Actually, that kind of me. Yeah. Maybe it's because I mentioned South Africa. I don't know, but yeah.
I straight away I'm thinking, okay, this season, Jodie's first episode, and then straight in with Meglos. That's much more interesting. I'm grabbed.
Okay. Yeah.
Verging on gripped.
Yeah.
It should have Art Malik in it then.
Oh yeah.
Zaster.
Art Malik.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. Brilliant.
Who knows what it's going to follow though? Castrovalva.
It's probably it's actually much more of a part than Art Malik got in the series.
Yeah, well, it is like he was completely
he's got
wasted.
To do.
Yeah, he's actually.
That's one of the problems with her era is that they do get some fantastic actors in and just utterly waste them.
Yeah. So good. He's got a good proper meaty part here.
Yeah.
Well,
and we all love talking about Art Malik's meaty part, don't we?
Art Malik's meaty part. Doesn't really fit, does it?
No, but hey.
Well, that's the new title for this episode now. Art Malik's meaty part.
No, it really isn't.
I wonder if Art Malik listens to this.
He should.
If we get a message on Twitter from Art Malik going, correct, then we'll know.
Here is a photograph.
Art Malik sending dick pics again.
Unclean.
I didn't say it was his dick. Just a part that was meeting. Didn't specify which part.
What part were you thinking of?
I was not. Of course, I was thinking it was dick. Obviously, it was a dick gag. Fine. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about Aunt Maylick's dick. It's actually the first time in my life. I know I am thinking about it. Oh God, let's move on. Kind of a bell end plant.
Yes, all of this is getting cut.
Not necessarily. There's room for Art Malik dick gags, you know.
What other podcast does that?
Vanishingly few.
Art Malik base will be loving this.
Yeah, there'll be a Reddit group somewhere that's just dedicated to this. Yeah.
Oh, maybe there is. Oh God.
Actually, I have to say, Baz, having joined Tumblr,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know, around the same time you did, just in case we have to quit Twitter, the amount of bloody slash artwork on
Yeah.
Tumblr.
Be careful who you follow. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, God, I'm not following people, but the amount of kind of, you know,
I got scared off Tumblr a long time ago just by going there.
the Sacha Dewan with his shirt off and all kinds of stuff. The amount of that stuff's just incredible.
It's endless. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's all quite sweet in its own way. You know, it's just,
Never mind. You've got Jimmy Nail with his shirt off.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got a load of this, man. Oh, God, now I'm picturing him. You remember in How Feed His Impet where he's got those horrible, saggy, white Y fronts that he's kind of wandering around the...
Yeah, yeah. No wonder he's so obsessed with the Doctor's coat.
Now I'm picturing him wandering through the jungle in those.
His wife, for instance, his crocodile shoes. Yeah. Yeah.
And Jodie Whittaker's coat.
This is a visually interesting episode of nothing else.
Yeah.
How about Time Ram?
Time Ram? You couldn't do it in that old crock.
Woof. Time Ram. Londoners.
Back in the city.
I got way there to be.
Just a little. We got mugged in the jungle there and got dragged away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Karis and Diedrich, they're confused. I know. It's partly because there's no power. They reduced the power, but they've only got 2 hours for the city. Goes tits up. Meanwhile, the Doctor's trying to convince them that she's not the one that stole the dodecahedron.
I haven't got your shape.
No.
So yeah, Meglos has disappeared for a bit, but Meglos is hiding. Just sort of hiding out somewhere.
Yeah, Meglos is just kind of looking in the shadow, isn't it? Because humans taking over.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of captures Karis and sort of forces her to help her out for a bit. And then
this would be a very different scene. This would, I suspect it wouldn't be quite as menacing. I think Tom's quite scary in this bit.
Yeah, yeah.
There's that very odd scene with Karis, isn't there, where Tom is pursuing her and they have to go up this small spiral staircase, and they kind of foxtrot up it in a very unusual way, where they've obviously thought, how can we do this in any convincing way that you're chasing me up this tiny spiral staircase?
Yeah.
It just looks very odd.
Up onto this landing. Yeah. Directed by Terence Dudley, wasn't it? He's yeah.
I was about to say you should have stuck to writing, but actually
So yeah, Lex is not happy. Lex exiles all non-believers.
Yeah.
Which is everybody else apart from the Deons.
Despicable worms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's going to sacrifice the Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By crushing.
Yeah. Crushing sacrifice.
Gonna crush her.
Yeah, gonna crush her. That's set up sort of quite early on, but then we get a lot more scenes with Meglos after that. Now Meglos is kind of struggling with the Earthling inside her.
Yeah.
He's trying to kind of break out.
You cast the Earth person.
No, I'd thought about that, and I couldn't think of anybody sort of bland and
forgettable. Yeah.
Yeah. If you'd been doing it in the 70s, there's any number of actors that you could fit in that role, but kind of in the modern era, there's not that many kind of bland.
It would probably be someone really pretty,
middle class, everyman type actors. You know, there's not that many.
Or every woman. It could be a female.
Yeah.
That's not getting me any closer to casting anyone, but
no. It really opens it out wider.
Helen Mirren. Karis kind of turns the tables on Meglos a little bit, and then in the original version, Romana's made it back to the city and accidentally kind of rescues Meglos who then runs off into the jungle. So this would be Graham.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Have we not killed Ryan then?
No, Ryan not dead. No.
Come on.
No, please.
That's the point. I'm not Chris. It's not a bad idea.
It all goes quite speedily from this point. The pirates they've got the dodecahedron and they kind of leave.
Yeah.
And then Karis and Graham and Ryan are looking for the doctor. What's Yaz doing? Is Yaz doing anything?
I don't know what Yaz is doing.
We kind of forgot about Yaz.
48 hours sleep in the Delta Wave augmenter, maybe?
He's just following the doctor around, looking kind of doughy-eyed.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe Yaz is with the doctor. The doctor's under a big rock. And Yaz is there, kind of.
Is Yaz being held back, kind of going, no, you can't, and so on.
Exactly,
going, we can, though, because we've done it. It's already there. I mean, the doctor's on the rock. Big rock over the doctor. You're being held. We're doing it.
It's happening. Yeah.
Sorry. Saying you can't do this. Say you mustn't do this, or you shouldn't do this, but don't say you can't do this. It's not accurate, Yaz.
That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
So we've got the doctor under this big rock, which is the cliffhanger for episode 3 in the original version. That's the one bit that stays with me from this story. That's the bit I kind of remember. It's like
Die.
they're burning through the ropes. It's not looking good.
No.
And then literally everyone bursts in. Graham, Ryan, Zaster, Diedrich, Karis, the whole lot. Everyone bursts in and says, "Stop!"
Miriam Margolyes.
Helen Mirren, they all turn up.
Helen's there, she's one of the extras in the background.
Lee John, he's there. He's going.
Lee John's there. Lee John's
Atomic Bork.
Anton Deck. They're all part
of the doctor's tied to Atomic Bork then.
Yeah.
They're going to drop.
He's got Atomic Bork suspended over the top.
Oh, that's not right.
Atomic. Speech Atomic Bork.
That's an image I want to get out of my head now.
Yeah, it's scary. Kind of feeling sorry for Jodie.
Right, stop that! Silly!
So it all happens quite rapidly here. They all agree to do Meglos. They're all right, fine.
It's a little resolution.
Yeah.
After all that, it's
if we cut the padding here, we haven't got much left. It's surprisingly. I'm not sure if we're even going to.
No, it's very thin.
Yeah.
And we need a bit of extra tension with Tomek.
Cut that out a bit. Cut to Tomek's eyes. Cut to Jodie's eyes.
Yeah.
They all rush off to go after Meglos, and Tomek's left hanging there, going, "Hello,
hello,
I'm still hanging here."
They all say, who is Doctor Who?
Do you collect Doctor Who? Do you have Doctor Who items and you don't know that you collect Doctor Who? For all things in the Doctor Who collecting world, tune in to the Doctor Who Collectors Podcast, a Direction Point Network podcast. I am Larry Van Mersbergen, your host, and I have been collecting Doctor Who for 41 years. We have popular features like collection protection and the most outrageous offer, anywhere you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Time Ram, and whatever you do, keep time ramming.
So, one of the gas techs is still there and shoots Lexa. It just comes out of the blue a bit. The story's over now. Oh, yeah, he must shoot her.
Yeah, needs to die.
Yeah,
that's very Chibnall.
Yeah.
I've finished writing this character. Get rid of them.
Take them away.
Let's see, rather than just exiting the plot.
Yes.
Gregor says he's lost half his crew. Well, he's lost 3 guys.
Yeah.
Nearly loses Brotter because he doesn't close the door. He's like, close the door.
Miriam would be great at that. Miriam would be kind of batting people about. I've lost half my crew.
It's a very not very very Bidmead line, though, isn't it? He says he's lost 50% of his crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't say half. He's like,
I've lost 0.5% of my crew.
Bidmead's busy thinking of the joys of a TARDIS within a TARDIS.
I've lost 33.3 recurring % of my crew.
But this is Miriam, so she's not going to say that.
No.
She's going to start swearing. I love the way that Miriam can't stop herself. I'm talking about Miriam like I know her. Miriam Margolyes can't stop herself from swearing on daytime television. It's beautiful.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she'll be there going, I'm not saying this fucking lie.
That's not my fucking crew. No, I'm not doing that fucking percentages. Your just keep Raji, man.
Anyway, so yeah, they return to Planet Blue Screen.
Yeah.
Where they're going to use the screens of Zolfa to
what color are they?
Blue. To blow up planets. They're quite keen on blowing up planets.
Yeah.
This is the big plan.
All this is probably going to look quite nice, though, isn't it?
Oh, great.
On a kind of modern budget,
Yeah. It'll be shot on location. The laboratory and the screens will be matted in perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out the Zolfa sacrificed themselves to stop Meglos doing this plan 7,000 years ago.
I'd love to see that discussion between cacti.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, the two of them. I mean, do they glide up to each other on their podiums, or are they just where they're planted? Going, I'm not sure about Meglos. He's a bit of a wrong one. We should do something about that. Yeah. Let's do something.
Do you
think they'd be like the like the adventure game?
Yeah. Do they all have? Are they all really clever telekinetic cacti? Because how the hell did he build them?
How do they build all that stuff? Yeah, cactuses. Yeah,
we'll just have to assume that they had mind ways. I don't know where the brains are stored.
I don't know.
Yeah,
prehensile needles. I don't know. It's kind of
Who knows? Meglos is a very mysterious alien.
There's a lot about the story that's mysterious. Yeah.
There's a lot about the chimney here that's mysterious. So it fits in perfectly.
Yes.
So they can destroy.
Again, we have to change little. Sorry.
They can destroy any planet, and they decide to start with Together because Kroger's not happy with Together.
Because it's nearby.
Yeah, they don't like them.
And that definitely won't have any negative impact on the orbit of their own planet.
No. Yeah. That won't send them flying out of orbit.
Fine.
Trust me, I'm a cactus.
Would I lie to you?
I know these things.
Look at me. Look me in the eyes. Well, maybe Meglos really just massively hates Lee John.
Yeah.
The Doctor arrives on Planet Blue Screen with her crew. It's actually quite a chibnall crew in the fact that loads of them have turned up. Diedrich's Paris are there with them. So
Vinder's there. It's for the hell of it.
Vinder's turned up. Yeah.
What's up, what the hell?
Yeah. The Doctor impersonates Meglos basically in order to get in.
Yeah.
And there's some business with the coat. She kind of he takes the coat off, and then she takes the coat off, and then somebody else is wearing the coat. So the Doctor walks in on Grugger and Brotadak and fiddles with the controls like you do. And then the gas stacks betray Meglos. So Meglos and the Doctor separately get attacked, put in the gas stack spaceship without anyone noticing that there's two of them.
Yeah, the gas stacks are thick. I mean, we know this.
Yeah,
they are thick. Yeah.
The second in command is Jimmy Nail and his Kex. They're not Sutek the Destroyer. But I'll tell you what. Thinking about this scene, thinking about how the Doctor's written in this scene, Jodie would really be given something quite Doctorish to do. It's all very Doctor.
Yeah.
I think she might sparkle with this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as it's written, episode 4 is the shortest episode. It's kind of, you feel like they could do more here with it. I mean, particularly when they get Meglos and the Doctor together. They have a little bit of a scene together, but it's
there'd probably be a speech. There'd probably be a, why are you doing this type thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking rooted to a pot for thousands of years. It's driven me a bit mental. Got a problem?
It's a great scene where the others decide to break into the ship to rescue the Doctor.
Iron's nose laser.
Well, in the original, Diedrich's kind of smacks this guard over the head. And it's lovely because we're so used to scenes in these drama series where someone gets smacked over the head and they fall down unconscious.
Yeah.
And in real life, you smack someone over the head, you're either going to annoy them or kill them.
Yeah.
These are the two options.
Yeah.
And in this case, Diedrich's annoys him.
That's actually quite a Ryan scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be Ryan, really, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of turns around and goes for him.
Yep.
And they all have to pile on.
And they all pile on, and just deck the bloke, just flatten them. And Ryan jumps up going, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, distracts him.
Yes.
Yes. Yaz is doing nothing again.
Okay, well, no one knows. Cool.
Maybe Yaz can cuff him. She's the policewoman. I don't know.
Is this a bit in the original where K9 gets a bit bored with shooting people in the groin and shoots that guy in the arse?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Ryan would do similar if he had a nose laser.
Yeah.
But no one will let me, so all right. You'll regret it in future episodes.
Probably, yeah.
The times when Ryan could really do the nose laser.
Yeah, K9's target range is very sub-waist, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no reason for it to be, you can just angle the beam differently.
Yeah, just look up a little bit, yeah.
Then move your 2 bits of cardboard on your inlay desk and fine.
So it's fairly straightforward from that point, isn't it? They break into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Cactus kind of leaves the Earthling and kind of squeezes it on the floor.
Yeah.
In a convincing visual
the
effect.
Earthling, Helen?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they save Helen.
Yeah.
Great. They get in the
Back
TARDIS.
to give her a speaking part again, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a bit of a countdown here, which again is very juvenile, where the pirates have betrayed Meglos. They're going to shoot this planet straight away.
Yeah.
But the Doctor's reversed the controls, so it's going to blow up.
Sorry, I was just thinking all the captions we're going to have, Tigella, Sulfathura, dodecahedron room.
5 minutes later.
Yeah. Heavens, it's a cactus. Still down the shop. Thank you.
I'm having a breakdown.
I'm eloping.
So the pirates blow themselves up. They blow Meglos up.
Yep.
That's it, really. Yeah. The end. And then we get one final scene back on together where the Doctor teaches them farming because they've all had to leave their city. And so that's it, basically.
All out in the jungle with the lush aggressive vegetation. Lush aggressive vegetation, yes.
Just a little bit of hoeing and then they're ready to go. So,
yeah.
Do you think Helen will still have the line saying, I told my husband I'd be back in 20 minutes? Because it's a bit unreformed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she'll be going back to the RSC.
Yeah, she'd say I'm still on stage in the old Viking temple.
I'm on stage, yeah.
We'll actually have playing Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren playing herself. Yeah.
Just randomly, picked up someone really famous. Don't know.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't see her Rouvra.
Yeah.
That's a bit what RTD is, isn't it? Playing herself.
Yeah. That would be great. I want to pitch a story to RTD now, which involves Helen Mirren as herself. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate Time Ram advert as well.
That would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Get Tomek Bork in it as well.
Yeah. Tomek and Helen together at last.
Yeah.
And that was Meglos.
That was Meglos. Was that 50 minutes? It's kind of, I think that seems short, but yeah.
Ensplenment.
Should we spleen?
Let's spleen. Is it going to be better? It's going to look better.
It's going to look better.
Hasn't got Tom Baker and has got Jodie Whittaker.
It might be quite good.
I think it potentially could be better.
It could be, yeah. I think
it would be an awful lot of. I think in any Jodie Whittaker season, it's going to be a great, fun, standout episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's got some sort of verve to it.
There's nothing particularly sophisticated happening, but it hangs together.
Yeah.
To some extent, and
yeah.
Still haven't managed to cast Karis and Diedrichs, have we?
No, and Yaz still gets nothing to do.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, as I was saying before, I think with some of the season 18 stories, and this one is a particular example, there are bits where you can tell Tom just can't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some scenes in which he's playing it, as he always does, and there are other scenes where you just think you're literally
saying
phoning this in.
Yeah. And he never does that before either.
No.
He never phones it in.
No.
He has lost the will at this point, hasn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, in a sense, I think it could potentially be better because at least you've got somebody who's literally just started and is quite enthusiastic about it,
Yeah.
playing the part.
And I do think playing a Doctor written like this, it should be, much more interesting in that way.
Yeah.
I say in that way, much more interesting.
But it gives Jodie a chance to show a bit of range, if she's
absolutely.
So I mean, that's also the good. Yeah.
Get her spines on.
Yeah. Get her spine straight out.
But ultimately, is it better though? I suppose because I'm a fan of Meglos, I'm going to go, no, it's not going to be better ultimately.
I'm going to say potentially it might be. So
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might fit in quite well, surprisingly. So,
well, it depends what the hell's around it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There is that. Yeah.
Well, so far she's got the Meglos and the girl in the fireplace.
Girl in the fireplace. That's quite a diverse
not bad so far. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's doing all right. Yeah.
I bet she ends up with all the classics.
Yeah.
And Meglos. All right.
Meglos.
If the next one is Jodie Whittaker in the Web Planet, I might put my grade out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And speaking of which, are we ready?
Go on in.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'll get my notebook ready.
Dr. 9.
9!
Oh, another one we haven't had before.
Yeah. Cool. Right, excellent. In story 229.
229. Okay. 229 is. It's the power of 3.
Power of 3.
Okay, reroll.
Oh, we've had that. That's the
first
first
that. So I'm
double we've had. Get nothing for a pair. Not in this game.
Yep.
291.
For fuck's sake.
I'm afraid.
That's going to be a Jodie, isn't it?
It's going to be a Jodie, yeah.
Oh my god.
There's no getting away from her. Right, okay. 291 is. Oh my god. Okay. Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Oh. Right.
Okay, you do have your grade available if you want to use it. I'm going to hang on to mine.
No. It's not as bad as Good Mind Goes to War.
Yeah.
No, it's
okay. We're happy.
Doable.
Okay.
Does this mean we get the chance to recast the Fugitive Doctor if we want to? Or are doctors? Is she a doctor and therefore immutable?
No, we never encountered this before.
Doctor's
immutable.
Is she a doctor? I mean, it's kind of depends how far you want to go with this timeless child thing, isn't it?
As far as it's stated in the canon at the moment, she is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. That...
I mean, it could be the same actress. She's been working.
Presumably, she was working 17 years ago, which is when it would be 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I think she was. Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. There was something I was watching. It was a sitcom from like the 80s or something, and she was in it.
Yeah.
Very young, playing a nurse in a hospital. I don't think she even had a line. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah.
But I just, not that long since. Because I was looking at her thinking, I recognise her. And then kind of on the end, I just thought, oh, it's Jo Martin.
Yeah. She's been around for a little while. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Christopher Eccleston's Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm excited with that. Yeah. Watch it again, though. That's bastard.
I know. I'll have to find it. I mean, it must be an iPlayer somewhere, but I'll have to find it. Yeah.
You won't be able to say you've never watched any of the Jodie episodes twice now.
I've watched some of the first season twice. I've watched a couple of them.
All right.
So, nothing since, though.
Well, that was Time Ram, Jodie Whittaker in Meglos, a classic in the making, probably, maybe, perhaps. Next time, you can join us for Christopher Eccleston, another one doctor that we've never had before, in Fugitive of the Jadoon. I'd like to thank Ben Jones for providing our music, and you can follow us on Twitter by using the hashtag TimeRam. That's hashtag twice in one sentence. And you can find Baz using @BazTimeRam, and Roop using @RupertBooth, and myself @PaulFerry8. You can also find us on Facebook, and if you want to donate to the production of this podcast, you can give us a bit of money on Patreon, where in return you will receive things. Another way to support the show is to leave a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you download your podcast from. I've been Paul Ferry. I would like to thank my co-hosts, Rupert Booth.
Bye-bye.
and Barry Williams.
Bye-bye.
We shall be back before you know it.
Crocodile shoes.
That's what they're
when I was editing the Sleep No More, I'd completely forgot that I kind of, for some fucking reason, when I was doing the outro, put if you really like us, you can join us on OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking.
For that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to join OnlyFans now, aren't we? We're gonna have to get set up an account on there.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough, a Doctor Who memorabilia or something.
Picture of Jimmy Neal and his keks.
I'll wear a mock robot mask over my crotch.
Only Doctor Who fans.
Thank fuck.